Hi, it's Emily. Today I want to talk about role models, leadership, uh, role models and leaderships, leaders, and stuff surrounding that. Um, Basically, if I'm going to look up to you, you have to have. You don't just have to have one thing um, on me. You have to have multiple things on me. Um, and just most leaders, most managers, most superiors, if you want to call that, they just don't have enough for me to see them as being a leader to me. Um, and I find that like there are people who install themselves as they want to see themselves as your role model. They want to see themselves as your superior. They want to see themselves as throwing the rope down to you so you could be like them. And the truth is, like, I don't want to be like these people that are throwing this rope. Um, you can have something that I want. Maybe you have a stable income. Maybe you have, you're not worried about money so much. Maybe you have that. But that alone's not going to make me look up to you. If you're overweight, you know, you're not taking care of your body. Like you don't take care of your body. Your body is um, you're losing health in your body because um, you're not taking care of it. You're not maintaining it. Um, or you're not sleeping enough and you have bags under your eyes, or you're working too many hours, you're working two jobs, so you can have a stable income, and you're wreaking havoc on your own life because you don't have balance. Like, your stable income is going to mean nothing to me. It's going to mean absolutely nothing to me. If you have a nice suit, oh, that's cool. Like, I guess that's neat. That's really sharp and amazing. But if you earn that suit by exploiting people that are weaker than you, by bullying people that are weaker than you, then I don't want your suit. Like, I don't want to be like you. This is so It's so rare that I'll find someone in my life that has all of the things that I want. Um, has all of the things that I want to be and to occupy. And because of that, my role models are oftentimes fictional characters. My role models are oftentimes people who have already died because they have things that are plausible to have. They have things that they have proven themselves to have. And they have so much more than I do. They beat me on multiple fronts. They have a better body. They have more athleticism. They have a better mindset. They have more knowledge. They have all these things on me that I want. They have things that I want. But guess what? Those people are dead or they're fictional. They're not the people that end up being your manager at your next job. Because more often than not, like, if I've spent 20 years working on my body and my physicality and my movement, and I continue to do that, reached a somewhat level of mastery and am proceeding to grand mastery, like, if you're just a random person, you're not gonna have what it takes to. You're not gonna be able to beat me on that physical front, and just you could have muscles too, and that's the thing. You could have all these big muscles, but I'm not gonna look up to you and your big muscles if I know that you don't know how to use them. You don't know how to effectively use that for a practical purpose. If it's just all show, it's just, I don't want that. Like, I'd rather have a body that's not overly muscular but can do a lot more, so it's just, yeah, it's just finding, in my career, working in kitchens and stuff, just like managers and chefs and sous chefs and this and that, they keep trying to take some high ground that doesn't exist. They want to say, oh, I work this many hours, so like I'm better than you, or I have this position, so I'm better than you, so you should look up to me. It's like, you don't have anything, like you don't have anything that I want. Like, you don't. Like, you're working 90 hours, you working 90 hours a week, that's not impressive if the package that you bring to work every day is this overweight slob, this person whose body is deformed because they haven't taken the time to massage and stretch their muscles. They have a cabinet full of liquor. They don't have a positive mindset. Your 90 hours means nothing. Your apartment means nothing. Your money means nothing. And your status means nothing. What you put on a name tag and claim yourself to be means nothing to me. Absolutely nothing. Like, and also just age. I find that a lot of times just older people, like 50 plus, they're so sure of themselves, of having some sort of mental high ground or some sort of high ground over you, that they look at you immediately like you're their inferior. Like, you belong to serve them. You belong to follow in their footsteps. And I'm just tired of it. I'm not going to follow you. Like, you don't have what I have. Your movements, they're not precise enough. You're not gentle enough. You're not disciplined enough. If you make bad moves, I'm not going to follow in your footsteps, and that's just the way it is. If you don't outrank me in physicality, I'm probably not going to look up to you. I'm not going to follow your advice. If you have a poor mindset, I'm not going to look up to you. Like, your mindset is inferior. Like, if your mindset involves basically just putting down others so you can be lifted, like, I'm not going to follow you. So we just in a society that has all of this, leadership that, and it's not designed for someone like me. It's not designed for someone who's dedicated their life to this movement practice, this amazing movement practice that's spanned 20 years of my life. It's not meant for that person who's continually challenged themselves and has made these amazing accomplishments. It's just not made for that. It's made for, when I walk into a place, I look like an average smiling idiot. I'm just another doofus that's never done anything, that doesn't know anything, and we have a world that just treats you on face value. They don't respect you for your actions and what you've done. They don't care what you've done. And it's just bad. Just so you can't. Ultimately, it's just all of these coaches and people who want to coach this and coach that. It's like, you don't have the room to coach me. You don't have anything that I want. You don't. You did X, Y, and Z in high school? Well, guess what? I've been training since high school. Like, that doesn't mean anything to me. Like, you being able to do something 20 years ago is not anything compared to me being able to do something for 20 years ongoing. Like, I'm just not going to assign anyone high ground over me. And I've had a bad habit of just I've always wanted to learn from older people because I've respected experience, and so I've gotten into this trap of just really following a lot of older people, but I'm just kind of over it. Like, I've run into so many people who are older, 50s and 60s, with poor mindsets, poor bodies, just not, they just don't have anything. They don't have anything that I want. And I'm just tired of just, being on autopilot, like, oh, and if you go ahead and you tell someone, it's like, hey, thank you for being a good mentor, or thank you for teaching me this or that. As soon as you do that, they're going to want to stand on your head, like, for eternity. Like, they don't, like, especially with older people, it's like, if you say, hey, thanks for teaching me this, then they think that they have all of the ability to teach you, and then you have no ability to teach them. And I'm just over it. So I'm not going to be putting older people on a pedestal anymore. It's just, if you want to earn my respect, like, you have to command things that are going to catch my attention. If you're precise with every single movement that you do, like from the moment you wake up to the moment you go to sleep, that's going to catch my attention. Like, if you are celebrating in people's success and happiness, and you are, defending happiness and protecting happiness, that's going to catch my attention. But most people aren't like that. Most people are looking for people to fail so they can stand on top of them. So it's just, if you have a good body and you know how to use it, like, and you have skills that are obvious, that are outranking mine, you're going to get my attention. But just the person who is going to be in charge of me, like, in the next job or whatever, they're not going to have everything it takes to just see them as a leader. They're just not. I can learn from all people. There's always something to learn from somebody. Not everyone has something to offer, but this is delusional. This is absolutely delusional, this world that we live in with all these coaches, that you're just going to stand on my head and you're going to tell me how to do this and this and that. And it's just like, you don't have that. You don't have that on top of me. Like, the people who I look up to are dead. Like, they have things that I want. They have several things that I want. Greater ranges of flexibility, greater speed, like, just greater mindsets, just greater actions. All of those things. You're not going to find all of that in your next manager who is going to be pretending to be your leader. You're just not going to find all of that. So, yeah, I guess that's just my rant. It's just, back to the beginning, it's that you have to have, if you want to lead me, you have to have something I want. Or you have to have multiple things that I want. And most people that I run into don't have all of those things. Like, their mindset is not, I'm comparing my mindset to their mindset. It doesn't measure up. I'm comparing my body to their body. It doesn't measure up. I'm comparing my life balance to their life balance. It doesn't measure up. Like, I'm comparing, like, how they command their body. All of these things. Like, I'm not just going to stumble on someone who just outranks me on every single level that I'm looking at myself with that lens. I guess it's just that quote. It's just like, it's lonely at the top, and it's true. Because the farther you go into something, into a practice, the farther you get away from everyone else, and the farther you explore and the farther you progress, the farther you get from anyone who can really challenge you on all these levels. And that's why, like, the people who I'm looking up to are fictional characters who have plausible actions, who have chosen to do these things and that are admirable, or people who have lived and done amazing things in the past but are dead now. So yeah, I'm just not going to run into any world famous people, you know, probably, like being my next manager. So it's just, yeah, it's just a matter of just holding your own and just saying, like, you know, just saying no to this forced leadership thing, because, you know, I'm not just the average. I am just the average person. I'm just a regular person, but I'm not going to let anyone at any level just, you know, install themselves as my leader. It's not going to happen. And you know, I'm going to start asking people. It's like, what do you have that I want? Like, what do you have? What do you have that I want? And then it's just like, well, you have that, but you've made sacrifices on this, and this. So it's like, it's a bust. You know, athletes these days might be able to have, you know, more explosive movement than I, have more complicated movement than I, but at what cost? They've made sacrifices in treating their body with respect. They've disrespected their environment. They're not in tune with the universe. They're not doing it from a proper mindset. So it's just like, yeah, it really is lonely and stuff. I don't find a lot of it's just really rare to find people, just strong people, you know, strong people that know how to use their bodies, have a good mindset, have good actions of balance. All those things, just not, you just don't find a lot of that. You just find a lot of people. And that's not really a bad thing. It's just when you realize that, when you get to that place where you feel that, you know, you're stronger or you have more power than the people around you, it's not a matter of it's not being a matter of being resentful, because I've fallen in that trap of being resentful for people being weaker or less in tune with their body than I am. And it's just a matter of giving it all back. Just, that's the only thing you can do at that point. You have all of this strength. It's, what are you gonna do? You're gonna take it, hide away, like hold on, oh, this is still rolling. I'm glad this is still rolling. But what are you gonna do? It's like, same thing for, you take all the money, you know, you earn all this money and you hide it all away. You know, just the same thing for that is like in a movement sense. It's just like gaining all of this ability, gaining all of this this skill, this knowledge, and then, you know, bring it off to yourself, you know, to use it in your own privacy. It's just, that's really not the way. Really the way is, if you become to a place of strength, like really it's just a matter of giving it all back. Because that's really the only thing you can do, is just, you know, it's, you've trained yourself to be this powerful, like, then the only thing you can really do is just use that and be an asset to the people around you, because it's the only way. It's like the only way to be in balance and harmony with everything that's going on. You can't just take your gains and then just hide it away for yourself. You know, I've fallen in that trap before, but yeah, it's just some ideas. Yeah, it's just, that's where I'm at. I just feel like I'm in a place where it's just, I've become strong, I've become able to help so many people around me, and I'm just like, well, this is where I'm at. Like, I have to help people now. So it's just, anyway, rant about leadership and stuff and yada yada. Anyway, video over.